So now the second half of our afternoon is a deeper dive looking specifically at agriculture. Um, why are we focusing on agriculture? Well, it's such an important sector that sits really at the heart of a lot of key sustainability issues. Um, Agriculture is central to building resilience globally against climate change. It feeds into the food system, food security, economic stability. It provides jobs. Farming is obviously central to the human diet and therefore human health. So it's essential that we get this sector right. Agriculture is also part of the problem and part of the solution to a lot of the physical challenges we face in a changing climate. It's linked to biodiversity, the health of soil, resilience to extreme weather. Methane is a major issue. The transportation of food is a huge contributor to global emissions. Chemicals from fertilizers, pesticides, they're all having a really negative effect on soil health and biodiversity. So there's lots of moving parts to this, and it's really essential that we play our role as an insurance industry in trying to help build a more sustainable and resilient agriculture sector. So over the next hour, that's what we're going to be looking at. How can insurers play a role? But first, it's really important to identify where we're trying to get to. So what does the farm of the future actually look like? And that's why we brought in a brilliant guest to do a keynote Q&A with me before our panel session on agriculture. Helen Browning, OBE, who is Chief Executive of the Soil Association. And Helen has been advocating for change in the agriculture sector for a few decades now in various guises. She's also a farmer in her own right. She's transformed her family farm in recent years from traditional approaches to organic and regenerative approaches. So she knows firsthand what it takes to transform a farm into a more sustainable approach. And the Soil Association is a brilliant charity that does work that cuts across environmental and social issues, all linked to sustainability and resilience. So it's brilliant to have Helen here. And once we've discussed what the farm of the future could or should look like, then we'll move on to our panel and we can start talking about what's achievable in the short term and what insurers and brokers can do to de-risk the transition for farmers and help build resilience against climate change. So without further ado, I'll welcome Helen. Helen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to be with you.
I think a good place to start would probably be if you could just say a few words about the Soil Association, because it's a brilliant organisation. And I know that your objectives and goals, it serves a much bigger picture than just soil. So perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about the organisation, just for those who aren't familiar.
Well, the Soil Association was founded in 1946. So we've been around for a while now, and we're a charity that was really founded on the mission to understand and educate people around the relationship between soils, plants, animals, and people, and how if you have healthy soil, ultimately you have healthy people. So that was always our sort of mission. And we work on lots of different fronts. Today, we're really focused on the two big transitions we need to see in the world. Taking farmers and foresters towards regenerative ecological farming systems and the way we look after our land, and transitioning everybody to healthy and sustainable diets. So we work both at the production end and at the consumption end. And I think we're renowned over the years for setting standards and running schemes. Organic is the obvious one, but we've run many others like our Food for Life standards and schemes. And I suppose one of the reasons I'm still involved with the Soil Association after all these years, I've been involved with them pretty much all my life in various ways, is because it's such an innovative organization, always coming up with new ways of doing things. And it's also really practical. So we work from the ground up, we influence policy, and we're very much focused on that whole picture, how you actually try and tackle a whole range of issues through